Today I'm going to tell you about Mother's Day. Mother's Day is a celebration honoring the mother of the family, as well as motherhood, maternal bonds, and the influence of mothers in society. It is celebrated on various days in many parts of the world, most commonly in the months of May or March. The modern holiday of Mother's Day was first celebrated in 1908 when Anna Jarvis held a memorial for her mother at St. Andrew's Methodist Church in Grafton, West Virginia. St. Andrew's Methodist Church now holds the International Mother's Day Shrine. Her campaign to make Mother's Day a recognized holiday in the United States began in 1905, the year her mother, Ann Reeves Jarvis, died. Ann Jarvis has been a peace activist who cared for wounded soldiers on both sides of the American Civil War and created Mother's Day work clubs to address public health issues. Ann Jarvis wanted to honor her mother by continuing the work she started and to set aside a day to honor all mothers, because she believed a mother is the person who has done more for you than anyone in the world. In 1908, the U.S. Congress rejected a proposal to make Mother's Day an official holiday, joking that they would also have to proclaim a mother-in-law day. However, owing to the efforts of Anna Jarvis, by 1911, all U.S. states observed the holiday, with some of them officially recognizing Mother's Day as a local holiday, the first being West Virginia. Jarvis's home state in 1910. In 1914, Woodrow Wilson signed a proclamation designating Mother's Day, held on the second Sunday in May, as a national holiday to honor mothers. While the United States holiday was adopted by some other countries, existing celebrations held on different dates honoring motherhood have become described as Mother's Day, such as Mother Sunday in the United Kingdom or in Greece, the Eastern Orthodox celebration of the presentation of Jesus Christ to the temple, February of Julian calendar. Both the secular and religious Mother's Day are present in Greece. Mother Sunday is often referred to as Mother's Day, even though it is an unrelated celebration. In some countries, the date adopted is one significant to the majority religion, such as Virgin Mary Day in Catholic countries. Other countries selected a date with historical significance. For example, Bolivia's Mother's Day is a fixed date, remembering of a battle in which women participated in to defend their children. In Albania, Mother's Day is celebrated on March 8th. The origin of 8th March holiday dates back to 1908 and is associated with a tragic event. A group of workers at a textile factory in New York strikes against extreme working conditions. On March 8th, the factory was shut down and the workers remained trapped inside. Suddenly, a fire broke out when 129 mothers died. In Australia, Mother's Day is celebrated on the second Sunday in May. In Bolivia, Mother's Day is celebrated on March 27th. El Día de la Madre Boliviana was passed into law on November 8, 1927, during the presidency of Hernando Siles Reyes. The date commemorates the Battle of La Cornilla, which took place on May 27, 1812, during the Bolivian War of Independence in what is now the city of Cochabamba. In this battle, women fighting for their country's independence were slaughtered by the Spanish army. It is not a public holiday, but all schools hold activities throughout the day. Mother's Day is becoming more popular in China. Carnations are a very popular Mother's Day gift, and most sold flowers in relation to the day. In 1997, Mother's Day was set as this day to help poor mothers and to remind people of poor mothers in rural areas such as China's western region. And the People's Daily, the Chinese government's official newspaper, an article explained that despite originating in the United States, people in China accepted the holiday without hesitation because it is in line with the country's traditional ethics. Respect for the elderly and piety towards parents. In recent years, the Communist Party's member, Li Hangqi, began to advocate for the official adoption of Mother's Day in memory of Meng Mui, the mother of Meng Zi. Mother's Day in Egypt is celebrated on March 21st, the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. It was first introduced in Egypt by journalist Mustafa Amin in his book, Smile in America, published in 1943. The idea was overlooked at the time. Later, Amin heard the story of a widowed mother who devoted her whole life to raising her son until he became a doctor. The son then married and left without showing any gratitude to his mother. Hearing this, Amin became motivated to promote Mother's Day. The idea was first ridiculed by President Gamal Abdel Nasser, but he eventually accepted it, and Mother's Day was first celebrated on March 21st, 1956. Georgia in Eurasia celebrates Mother's Day on March 3rd. It was declared by the first president of George David Gamashyurdia in order to replace the International Women's Day, and it was officially approved by the Supreme Council in 1991. Nowadays, Georgia celebrates both Mother's Day on March 3rd and International Women's Day on March 8th. Indonesian Mother's Day is celebrated nationally on December 22nd. The day was made an official holiday by President Sukarno under Presidential Decree number 316 in 1953 on the 25th anniversary of the 1928 Indonesian Women's Congress. The day originally sought to celebrate the spirit of Indonesian women and to improve the condition of the nation. Today, the meaning of Mother's Day has changed, and it is celebrated by expressing love and gratitude to mothers. In Sweden, Mother's Day was first celebrated in 1919 by an initiative by the author Cecilia Both Holmberg. It took several decades for the day to be widely recognized. Swedes born in the early 1900s typically did not celebrate the day because of the common belief that the holiday was invented strictly for commercial purposes. This was in contrast to Father's Day, which was widely celebrated in Sweden since the late 1970s. Mother's Day in Sweden is celebrated on the last Sunday in May. A later date was chosen to allow everyone to go outside and pick flowers. The United Kingdom celebrates Mothering Sunday, which falls on the fourth Sunday of Lent, March 31st, 2019. This holiday has its roots in the church and was originally unrelated to the American holiday. Most historians believe that Mothering Sunday evolved from the 16th century Christian practices of visiting one's mother's church annually on Later Sunday. As a result of this tradition, most mothers were reunited with their children on this day, when young apprentices and young women in service were released by their masters for that weekend. As a result of the influence of the American Mother's Day, Mothering Sunday transformed into the tradition of showing appreciation to one's mother. The United States celebrates Mother's Day on the second Sunday in May. 1872, Julia Ward Howe called for women to join in support of disarmament and asked for June 2, 1872 to be established as a Mother's Day for peace. Her 1870 appeal to womanhood throughout the world is sometimes referred to as Mother's Day Proclamation. But Howe's Day was not for honoring mothers, but for organizing pacifist mothers against war. In the 1880s and 1890s, there were several further attempts to establish an American Mother's Day, but these did not succeed beyond the local level. In the United States, Mother's Day remains one of the biggest days for sales of flowers, greeting cards, and the like. Mother's Day is also the biggest holiday for long-distance telephone calls. Moreover, church-going is also popular on Mother's Day, yielding the highest church attendance after Christmas and Easter. Many worshipers celebrate the day with carnations colored if the mother is living and white if she is dead. Mother's Day continues to be one of the most commercially successful U.S. occasions.
Well, I like Mother's Day. Mother's Day is the prominent that love your mom and love everybody else. Like your mom is burning you. Like your mom do something for you and you do stuff for her, and then you do this. Mother's Day is for to have time down with your mom and all the other good stuff. I'm mainly for my mom for Mother's Day at the center and for Mother's Day.
Thanks for watching this Adventurous Kids episode.